REUS 2 is out, and I am very excited. I loved the original REUS. I played the heck out of it. It's been a while, so I've actually forgot a few things. So I don't know how well I'll be able to comment on the differences between the original game and the sequel. But I've played the sequel a couple of times now. You can see I've got these little planets here that represent the two games that I've completed. It looks like they're pretty aggressively kind of pushing you to play short games right now. I'm not sure what the mechanism is, if there's a timer or if there's something else, but each of the games I've tried so far has basically closed out only maybe 10 or 15 minutes in. So I think we should expect the same thing to happen again. I'll keep my eye out for what might be causing that, though. That was pretty common, though, in the original REUS. You could choose whether you wanted to play a 15-minute game, a 30-minute game, a 60-minute game. And just, you could basically time box yourself so that, unlike a game of Civilization, which typically sort of, the most exciting part is the first few hours, and then there's the rest of the game, which takes a really, really long time. REUS deliberately tries to cut you off before you get into the slog. And the point is to just try to get as much done in the time that you have. So, yeah, so we're going to start a new game here, and this is a new thing for the sequel, selecting sort of the style of community that you're going to start with in this new world. So you can choose the sage, who is all about food, the inventor, who's all about science, or the goddess, who's all about money. I'm going to go with the inventor just because I haven't done that before. I also have 3 slots for giants. The basic idea of this is, by the way, you're the god of a world, and you're using these big avatars of yours, these giant elemental monsters, to reform the terrain to sort of create a place for humans to live. And how you reform the terrain determines what the humans are capable of. So right now in this, we've got 3 slots for different kinds of giants. We've got a mineral slot, an animal slot, and a vegetable slot. My vegetable slot actually has 2 potential giants for it. And I'm going to go with the swamp giant. But the other 2, they're already full, so we'll leave them there. And we're going to hit Create Planet. I'm not exactly sure what all of this is, and that's fine. Because I don't know what I'm doing. We're going to discover this game together. So we've got this little pile of humans ready to start a town, and we've got a whole bunch of monsters. So they want to settle, but they can't settle in barren landscapes. So we have to choose one of the monsters and make them basically a biome to live in. Now, in the original REUS, you actually, whenever you had one of your giants place a biome, it could only fill up, it had to be like 5 or 7 slots. Like, it was a very coarse, very fat brush that you were painting with. In this one, you select a biome, and you basically click and drag to say how much of that biome you want. So I'm going to go with 4 slots. And so now my swamp giant wanders over, does his little swamp magic, and makes a swamp. And then similarly, I want my rock giant to make some mountainous territory over here, and my ocean giant to make some watery territory over here. So it gives us some nice varied spaces, and then I'll tell the humans, let's settle in the swamp. So this initial step where I settle the humans, if I remember right, I think this is new to REUS 2. I think in REUS 1, the humans decided where they wanted to settle, which introduced an element of randomness. Like, you couldn't quite predict where they were going to be. You had to respond to their actions. I think I'm remembering that right. I could be wrong, though. Maybe you did place them manually. But I do remember that the previous game had a lot more stuff you couldn't control. You couldn't control how big the terraforming was. You couldn't control, I think, where the humans settled. One thing you definitely still can't control is where they expand to. So right now we've got this town here, and you can see this little dotted line showing these are the areas that these humans care about, that these humans are using. And so what I'm supposed to do now is plant resources in these spaces that will advance these humans' goals. So right now, I've got an inventor settlement, and they want me to have 3 technology. That will make them happy. So this city, it's got people, it's got technology, it's got wealth, and it wants me to advance that stuff. And I'm pretty sure that the way you advance technology is by putting stuff in that gives you science. So stone gives you science, Amethyst doesn't. So, okay, so let's just start kind of arbitrarily. I could have chosen any of the giants. They all probably have something that they can do with this, but I chose the rock giant. In the rainforest, he can place stone. So let's have him place stone in one of these slots. Now, it used to be that each tile had only one improvement you could make, and the tiles had to be sort of adjacent to each other in order to have complementary effects. In this one, they have these little hexes now, and each hex is adjacent not only to the one next to it, but also to the one 2 steps away. And so each of these hexes has got potentially, well, like, let's look at this one, has potentially 4 other hexes that it's adjacent to. And so we can create synergy bonuses between them. So, for instance, we've got this stone here, and it is got an output of 14 science, which I think is going to be raising this technology. In fact, I think it already has by 1. But then we got to figure out what to put next to it. So let's look at our animals that can go in the rainforest. So this one likes being next to other critters. This one doesn't care. Let's look at the plants that we can put in the rainforest. This one has a science output, and it raises biodiversity more than normal. And this one gives you food if the biome has got extra biodiversity. Okay, so nothing here is actually in the rainforest cares if it's next to minerals. So the stone isn't going to have any synergy bonuses. Except that I think biodiversity, I think that is the variety of the number of different things that you've placed in the biome. I think minerals count towards it, even though they're not bio, technically. Okay, yeah, so we got this Ramon tree and this stone. They've all been contributing science, and now my technology is up to level 3, and so I passed that city request. By the way, I am realizing that the best place for my head is probably down here. I don't think there's any HUD down here. Okay, so now, these guys... Oh, what is this? We want to start a new project here in Lush Jungle Temple. We seek inspiration. Where should we look? So we could get an herbalist, which gives us extra science if there are undergrowth biotics within the borders. I don't know what that means. We get extra science for each science in the mineral within borders with the highest science. Okay, so this is basically, if I've got a mineral that's making science, this one makes it make more, I think. And this one gives me extra science if there are 2 or 3 trees within the borders. Well, let's go with the trees, actually. Oh, whoa, what? Whoa, what? Did it just expand the planet? Hold on, did the planet just get bigger? I think the planet got bigger to accommodate that expansion to the city. Oh, that's very weird. Either it got bigger or maybe it compressed the barren area? I'm not sure, but now that we have this expansion that wants us to have more than one tree within the borders. Oh, within the borders. I think these are the borders. So, okay, so we want to build another tree. So let's look at, what is the other tree we can have? This is the papaya tree. It does give you food, and extra food if you've got a lot of biodiversity. So let's put another tree in there. And I don't mind cutting off the stone because nothing was going to benefit from having the added minerals. For having adjacency to minerals. Okay, so that just... What did that do? Okay, so now we are getting extra stuff because we have 2 trees in the borders. And this is getting a bonus from having 3 of biodiversity. So yes, so the mineral, the tree, and the other tree, this counts as 3 of biodiversity within this biome. And so this thing gets its extra bonus. And then, because we haven't done any animals yet, let's just stick some animals in here. So the pit viper makes extra money if it's next to other critters. So let's make a pit viper here. Yay, pit viper. But we want to give it an adjacent animal. So let's actually go over and look at what animals we can make in the ocean. And... Okay, so one thing they wanted was more plants within their border, right? So what if we stick a clownfish out here? It's outside territory, but I'm assuming the territory will expand over time. And then we can also stick an anemone here to advance the clownfish. But the main reason we put the clownfish there was to make the pit viper better. It's making extra money because it's next to the clownfish. So this game is largely about trying to create synergy bonuses. Basically, you place one thing down that your people want, and then you try to place other things down that make that one thing more powerful. And then as you place those other things, they also have requests and things that will make them more powerful. So you're trying to stack them all together. I think that one of the things that worked really well in the favor of REUS 1, I know, was the fact that you couldn't quite predict what the humans were going to do, because that meant that you had to solve new problems each time because they would just keep surprising you. The fact that I feel like we got so much control over the biomes and so much control over the placement of the villages, it makes me worry that this game will be solvable. That you'll be able to be like, oh, well, here is the best thing to build every single time, and just repeat the same actions each time. However, I think that's mitigated a little bit by the fact this game has got a long-term progression scheme that I don't remember seeing as strongly represented in the first game. So a lot of it is about discovering more advanced stuff down the road, which doesn't necessarily line up well with what makes sense. Like, the choices that make sense in the early game might actually conflict with the choices that make the most sense in the later game, and trying to come up with an order of operations that makes it work well at every single stage, that I think is what creates the sort of irreducible amount of complexity that makes each game interesting. So let's see here. So we get to choose what we want to do next. And I think that I'm not exactly sure how all of this works. So this says the inventor builds an oracle, and that will train the unique philosopher profession. And the philosopher gives more science. And it is saying that I should have 12 technology on the planet, versus a calm era, which makes me want to have 30, whatever this is, prosperity, 30 prosperity generally on the planet. I think prosperity might be the sum of those three things, of the food and the science and the money, but I'm not sure. But this is what I've done in the past. I've never done Age of Philosophy before, so I'm going to try Age of Philosophy. It could be that achieving 12 technology is the thing that will end my game. Maybe, because one thing I don't see anywhere is a timer. And so if there's no timer, it must be achieving something that will end my game. So these guys are at 6 technology now, and at 14 overall prosperity. And okay, oh, whoa, this is going up quite a bit. It looks like they're getting a lot of science. Oh, and they're extending their borders over here, where we haven't done anything yet. So let's grab our rock monster and look over here. And so what can we build in the desert? So I've actually unlocked some extra stuff from my previous games that we can build in the desert. So this one likes being next to plants, and it gives extra science if it is. This one also likes being next to plants. Okay, so we got 2 things that like being next to plants and that do more science if they are next to plants. So what I'm thinking we should do is put them both in this desert and then put plants over here to fuel them. And because I'm putting... Now, I could put 2 of the same thing down. Or... Wait, why... I've only got 2 listed here now. Oh, here we go. Okay. Not sure why only 2 were listed before, but I'm assuming that I can still put this down? Oh, no, this belongs in the ocean. Oh, I accidentally misread. Oh, I forgot. When you click the same... So this is a filter, say, to build stuff for different territories. I clicked the desert, but I clicked it a second time, and it became everything. That's why I was seeing 2 with the same effect. So, okay, no. So we've got this one, and this just puts out money. We don't really care about money nearly as much as we care about science. So let's actually... So this one, it likes being next to a plant. So let's go grab our plant guy. Now, the plant guy could put sagebrush in the forest right here to be next to this. But he could also put one of these guys in the woods. And this guy, and that one in particular, is going to make even more science. And it's going to contribute to the biodiversity overall, and the number of trees overall, which I think will also... Like this right now... Oh, wait. Oh, things have started to... There's lots of stuff in here. There's so much going on in this game. You can't possibly keep track of it all. Okay, so it looks like this thing is now there's now 3 trees in the borders, which means that this one now is producing 100 science. So that got fed in, and now we've reached 12 technology. It looks like they just upgraded our goals. So now we're trying to get 12 population on the planet and 20 technology. So we're going to keep exploring, making technology here, but we also have the ability to place more nomads. So let's go over, where do we want to stick these guys? Let's go across the ocean here. And let's build a place that is mostly, it's set in the mountains, and it's got mountains next to the ocean, which we don't have represented here yet. And then once he's done placing this down, we will also bring over the swamp guy. But yeah, let's settle a new town over here. Oh, the miner. I don't think I've had the miner before. He's interested in science from minerals. Okay, yeah, let's choose the miner. Let's put the miner here. And then let's build another... Not this. Let's build another... This one. Another swamp over here. Now, these two towns are actually going to be pretty close to each other, which means I think there's some phase at which they might start to conflict. But that's fun, so we're not going to worry about that too much. We are also going to... Now, we don't know which direction they're going to try to extend their borders. So, I don't know... Like, I could just start preemptively building Biotica in these hexes, but I think I want to wait till they've settled so I see where they're concentrating their efforts. Okay, they're going to the right, and they've met up with the other folks, which means I think at some point in the process they might start fighting. But for right now, we've got a miner here who really wants science, but we also, overall, we want to raise the population of the planet, not just the technology. So we're going to need to also be producing some food. But, okay, so we did find that one Biotica that would make, yeah, that wants to be next to plants, that goes in the ocean. So we'll put that there, and we'll put this kelpy stuff. What was it? Yeah, the kelp. This one will provide food, which is going to raise our population, and it wants to be next door to a fish. And guess what? It is next door to a fish. There's a clownfish right there. So we're not only going to be increasing our science over here, but we'll also be increasing our population. So now there's animals we can stick in the desert. This guy likes to make extra money if there's critters in the biome. This guy likes it if there's minerals in the biome, though. So let's put this guy down here. He makes food if there's minerals. And then let's also put some minerals in here. And this is more science minerals. Okay, so we're doing a lot of science here, but we're also doing a fair amount of food here. So we should be raising both of these stats. The food raises the population, the science raises the technology, and the miner village now has got a request. They want to have a lot of technology, and they want to have some wealth. And 4 minerals within their border. So I've already got 2 minerals. I've got minerals here, bedrock, and redstone there. So let's try to put 2 more minerals that specifically give them wealth and science. So we haven't done quartz yet. Quartz is not very upgradable. It doesn't have any synergy bonuses, but it does give them cash. And I think that's what they're going to want. I think that will probably raise them to the level of cash we're looking for, or, well, maybe not. What are these guys saying? Ooh, they want to start a new project. Where should they look? A toolsmith to make science, a gem seeker to make money, and a stone cutter. Element Biotica. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so I think let's go with this one because we didn't last time. And I'm curious how it works, because the description doesn't seem that clear to me. I'm fascinated by the fact that whenever the town expands, it feels like the planet gets bigger. That's weirding me out. But it's kind of cool, actually. Okay, so they've got this thing. Are they still building it right now? Oh, here we go. So what extra science for each science in the mineral with the borders with the highest science. Okay, so that means this one has got an output of 15. This has got an output of 29. So, okay, so I think it had... I think this one is getting extra science because it's the highest one in the borders. I think. Their wealth is high enough. We need to make more science, and we get science from this. So put that there. And this one also adds the 4th rock. And it's time for a new era. We completed the Age of Philosophy. Exciting. Does that mean that our game is over? Oh, okay, hold on. So, okay, yeah, so we can do a calm era, which just basically gives me a very simple goal. Like, I'm just trying to reach the highest, like, this prosperity goal, and it's not making me do specific things. But I could also do Damned Plague. An evil scientist from the Inventor City has made a profane discovery. This does not bode well for the humans, but your interest is piqued. Will you help the scientist complete his experiments? So, he gains science for each unique toxic bioticum on the planet. A luxury that gives science, but has an actually side effect, has contagion, forbidden formula. Okay, this is very weird. This is unlike anything I remember from the first game. So I think bad things are going to happen, but let's choose it instead. Let's choose it anyway. Okay, so the Inventor Town just expanded the planet, and now we've got this psycho over here providing a ton of science. And, okay, I'm going to come back to these guys. I was just in the middle of something over here, so I'm going to finish this up first. But, like, I've got a lot to worry about now. These guys are expanding their borders faster than I can keep up with them. I was just going to make sure that there was a plant bioticum in here. So the only one that'll fit is the sagebrush, so we'll stick the sagebrush in there. And then these guys... I don't know. I kind of want to do at least one more thing that will affect science within their borders. Is there a science animal? There doesn't seem to be a science animal. Yeah, animals just don't provide science, apparently. So, is there a science tree? Yes, there's a science tree. It wants biodiversity in the biome. I can worry about that later. And look, oh, there's a special feature. There's an animal booster here. And so whatever an animal does, it will do more of it here. So I think that I actually kind of want to put a fancy animal in there. So let's... This one gives wealth. The miners care about wealth. So let's... Oh, that's a desert one. Sorry. Let's... Okay, this guy wants to be adjacent to a critter. So we'll stick the snake in here. He'll get boosted, so he'll be making more money than he normally would. And we'll boost him even more by sticking an animal in the desert over here. Maybe a money-making animal. So let's stick a money-making animal here. And so we're going to be just doubling down on all the money coming out of here. And now the miners, they're actually really wanting to double down on wealth. But now their goals are so high... I don't think I can reach him yet. So we're going to ignore them. We're going to go back to the Inventor where the interesting stuff is happening. So the Inventor wants us... Oh, actually wants to get our technology just a little bit higher and have one more unique biotica within their borders. So we've got 2 of the same tree here, and so that's not cool. We've got stone, but not whatever the other mineral was. What was the other mineral that you can build here? It was amethyst. That gives them money, which isn't what they're usually looking for. But it would be another unique bioticum. So let's do that. And then we've also got some room here. Now this tree, it likes biodiversity. This one wants to be adjacent to a plant, but it already is. So maybe I will, just because I love science, I'll just put... Oh, wait, not stone. No. I'll put... In the desert... I'll put another redstone. Feels a little lame to put two of the same thing next to each other, but they want science. This is how you get science. So you can see the science is floating over here. And I think... Oh, we're not quite there. We're not quite there with their technology. We're getting close, but we're not quite there. What do they want us to do, though? New project to expand the planet. Okay, so we could do the same thing we did over that other spot. There's also a way to get lots of science by doing what? Oh, so just having a lot of science stuff within the borders will improve this. And then this one is improved by trees. I think I already have that one, don't I? Or something like it. Let's do the alchemist hut. Oh, we're not going to expand the planet? He just gets built over there? Fine, whatever. I wanted the planet to grow again. So how's this guy doing? Alchemist hut. Okay, so apparently we do not meet this. I think we've got ×3. So we need 4 distinct biotica that have a base science yield. Okay, so this one, that's wealth. This one has a base science yield. That one has a base science yield. That one has a base science yield. And that one has a base science. Wait, did I misread something? I feel like all of these, we got a lot of science in here. Unless the stone, does the stone? Yeah, the stone looks like it has base science. So what am I missing? Why do we not have enough for this? It says we only have 3. But I feel like we have a lot more. Oh, wait a minute. No. This redstone, it doesn't have base science. It only has science from being next to a plant. So that's not good enough. So okay, so the 3 we have are this, this, and this. Those are the 3. So really we need to replace these guys with something that does actually have base science. The problem is, I'm not sure there is something else that goes in the desert that has base science. There's stone for the jungle. Okay, so you know what? I think we need to replace... The amethyst is neat and all, but I think we need to replace the amethyst with stone. We need to have the same thing on this side as we have on that side. And then we will have enough. Right? Well, this didn't respond immediately, but I don't know if it should respond immediately. If there are 4... Now, when they say distinct biotica, does that mean... Maybe it means they have to be unique. Like, maybe it's like 2 stones and 2 trees will not do it. Oh, this one went down. I wonder why. Was it because... It has to be the highest one, or this one said 29 before. I wonder what changed. Oh, okay, I think biodiversity went down. Does that matter? Because I swapped the amethyst for this? I don't know. Now, one thing we could do, because we got kelp here. Okay, so this fish... It wants to be next to sea anemone. And I've got a sea anemone here. If I replace a sea anemone, that affects the fish. This one wants to be next to fish. But bedrock will... Bedrock doesn't make science natively, though, does it? No, it does. It does make science natively. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put bedrock here. And then I'm going to put anemone there. And I think we're kind of taking away from these guys to feed the big guys. Let's see here. Okay, Amulet Smith gets a bunch of money if there are a lot of distinct gem biotica. Let's do that and just see if we can pull that off. Okay, so we did some messing around here. We now got another thing that produces science. Does that satisfy it? No, we're still at ×3. I don't understand this. We are failing this. And I think this is telling me we only have 3 distinct biotica with base science. But we've got this, which had base science, I think. It had like 5 and then adds this 10 on top. We have this, which has base science with some extra on top. We've got this, which has base science. And I guess, okay, and then these 2, which are not distinct, and then this one, which... Well, then how did we get credit for 3 before? Because we just added this. This might be our 3rd distinct one, if distinct means unique. This might be our 3rd distinct one. You know what? We might need to kill the clownfish. No, wait. No. What else provides science? So stone, I've already got. Nope, I didn't mean to actually click that. Go away. I do not want a pit viper. So the pit viper... Okay, so there are no animals that provide science. Plants... Ooh, sagebrush. I didn't realize that sagebrush did science. So instead of this redstone, one of these redstones should be a sagebrush. Let's do that. That should do it. Because then we will have... Because the redstone doesn't count, we'll have the Ramon tree, the stone, and the bedrock all providing science. And then we'll add the sagebrush, which provides science. And then this should work, right? Right? Okay. This guy does say... Yes, ×4. We filled one of these dots. We're providing the +80 science. So now, if we can get even more distinct sources of science, it will perform even more, but that will be really hard. I don't think I've even unlocked stuff that can work for that. So these guys, they are progressing. They're getting close to their 20 technology goal. Oh, it's filling up. It's filling up. Is it going to get to 20? Okay, that one is successful. Now the miner town. The miner town wants to go further. It wants to have 25 technology total and 15 wealth, which is a lot. And I'm not sure how to provide it. Let's see. But what have we chosen for them already? So they would love to have more gems within their borders. And if we can give them 3 distinct gems, that will give them a bunch more wealth. I don't know what mystery is. There's so many mechanics here I have yet to discover. Oh, wait a minute. There's a thing I've been missing. Drafts. Up here. I get to upgrade this stuff, and I think I've forgotten how to do it. But let's upgrade the desert. So now we can grab more stuff for the desert. So if we get lapis lazuli, that will give us... This will give us several gems, actually. Let's choose lapis lazuli and see if we can use these gems to upgrade the situation here in the South Sands Market. So I think it's already giving us credit for 1 gem because we have the quartz here. But maybe we can replace what we've got going on here with more gems. Or maybe what we've got going on over here. So we've got this providing food, which the Damned Plague wants us to have more population, more food. So that's something... Actually, you know what? We can... You know, while I'm working on this, why don't you come over here? No, I didn't mean to... I did it wrong. Hold on. Okay. It is a little bit hard to figure out how to do this. Okay, so let's put a jungle here. Or a swamp, I should say. Sorry. Oh, wait. We can only do one at a time. And put some water there. We'll try to make a food-focused village over there to try to get our overall food up. But in the meantime, let's rethink this stuff over here. So we've got... That's producing science and wealth. That's producing food. But we're going to worry about food somewhere else. What happens if we try to start putting our fancy new stuff in here? So So this one wants to be next to another gem. This one wants to be next to an animal. Where have we got animals? We got fish here, bedrock, and anemones. All right. So actually, if we swap these two, because I want to have both gems over here. So if we swap these two, then we will still have the synergy between the fish and the anemone. They'll just be flipped. And the anemone, what do they provide? They provide science. So actually, these guys get more science. These guys get less science, but I'll worry about that later. I'm trying to focus on their wealth and their gems right now. And so if we do that animal thing there, that means that we can put the one that likes animals here. And then the one that doesn't care about animals but only cares about gems next to that. Okay, so now we've got 3 different gems. So now this thing is producing 80 wealth. And so that should feed more into our overall... Sorry, 80 money? Is that what this is called? What's it called? Gold. So it's producing 80 gold. That's feeding into this. Oh yeah, so our overall wealth is going up. And it's still going up. Yeah, that 80 really adds up. But we're kind of not doing well enough on science here. But let's see. So, let's see. Are there any other desert things we can do that provide... Because this is providing science. That's providing science. These guys are providing wealth. These guys are wealth. But not very much. Oh, this says predator. I thought this had to be next to a critter, and I thought a critter was just any animal, but it looks like it's not getting the benefit. And so I think being next to a predator doesn't help. It has to be next to something that's prey. And this is providing science too, but whatever. Okay, so let's go draft again. Let's look at the... Desert is at max rank. Okay, I think I could probably draft the desert more later. For right now, let's look at the rainforest. So Gumbo Limbo provides 20. And this provides wealth. That provides stuff. And it lets me next to trees. Okay, let's choose this. So now we've got some more jungle stuff that we can play, or more swampy stuff, I guess, that we can place. So, oh wait, it wasn't plants, it was minerals. Okay, that's right. So we've got some minerals here. So we can place some flint in the rainforest. Oh, topaz also goes in the rainforest? Interesting. Okay, so we can place... Huh. Oh, we did gain a tree. We gained a Gumbo Limbo tree, which wants... Because extra science for biodiversity within the jungle. So, let's place this tree here. Let's place this thing there. And these guys... These guys are also not benefiting from the whole critter situation. So let's see if there's something else we can place here. Maybe, we could put another gem, right? To raise the wealth. And this would be... Okay, so this one creates more science and money if it's next to a plant. That's the plant. But why don't we put this one over here instead to be next to this plant? Then we don't need that plant. Then we can put this next to that. So it's next to a gem, which will get us some more wealth. And then the lapis lazuli, it gets extra wealth for each distinct adjacent gem. Oh, adjacent gems. Okay, so we've got a couple... So I think the lapis lazuli, it'll only have 2 adjacent gems here, but I think that's fine. Okay, so basically the lapis, that was the main thing I unlocked, and it got a couple of extra biotica that came along with it. But the lapis is designed to be like, you would plan an entire area around the lapis. So if I were clever, I would have come up with a 3rd gem to be here. I kind of like this guy being here, though, because we do need science here as well. Anyway, so, okay, we were starting to plan a new area over here. So let's do that. So, hey, ocean. Let's get more ocean than we usually get. And then let's extend. Let's have a nice extended desert. Or actually, let's just put a... Let's be weird. Let's put like a little bit of desert there. And then... I don't know. A little bit of swamp. Let's put a little bit of swamp. Not that. Not that. Oh, wait. I can't do it until he's done. Never mind. And then let's settle... Okay, the Huntress likes food. We want a food-focused group, so let's go food over here. Okay, and it looks like the Devious Experiment. Okay, so every time I place Biotica, we fill up this bar, and then the Devious Experiment will be completed at that point? Do I need to succeed at this stuff first? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this works. So yeah, so I'm not doing as well with the miner town as I was doing with the inventor town, because I've got the wealth almost where it needs to be, but the science is falling behind, and I think I just don't have the right combination of stuff to be getting the output level that I need for this. However, what was the thing that I drafted 2 things, though, didn't I? What was the other thing? Oh, was it... Wait, the parakeet feeds into it. The parakeet, I think that was one of the smaller ones. It does give you wealth, as long as it's and more wealth if it's next to a tree. Okay, for each surplus biodiversity in this biome, this thing produces more science. So actually, if the parakeet produces biodiversity and likes being next to a tree, that could actually be... Even though this is outside the borders, it affects the tree, so it's still good for this town. Meanwhile, over here, we got these guys starting a new town. They care about food. So let's try to put some animals in here that will give them food. Guinea pigs give food, but they don't really upgrade. So maybe not animals, unless... Well, wait, what animals go here? Yeah, the jerboas, they'll give animals, and they want to have... Oh, that's a plant booster, though. Oh, man. We got a plant booster. We got a plant booster in a place where we have garbage plants. I think I might just ignore that. I think I might go for whatever will produce food in the desert, which is going to be... I mean... Well, actually... You know what? Actually, you know what I'll do? Here's what I'll do. The fact that there's so many things that I could do is what makes this game fun. Let's put one more desert biome right here. There's a big old desert. It's a vast, trackless desert. And I think what I'll put here is... We'll put this guy here. Even though it's not extremely necessary, but I just can't pass up this power-up. This guy wants minerals in the biome, and that's okay, because this guy can provide them. And what does the sage do, actually? Or, I gotta remind myself, the sage... I don't know what counts as an empty slot means. But it wants biodiversity, that's what it wants. And so, okay, so I'll place a mineral here. This one likes being next to animals. I'll do that. Okay, so we're producing some food for this settlement. It wants more, though. Let's look at plants from the swamp. What produces food? Okay, so this one, the papaya tree, produces more food if there's biodiversity. Oh, and actually it gives them a plant. Oh, wait, no, these guys didn't care about plants. That's right. Let's look at animals. Swampy animals. This guy wants to be adjacent to a critter. This guy is a critter. So we could set this up. So there's a critter here. And we'll put a snake next to the critter. And that will produce some food as well. And what did this guy want again? Biodiversity. So we're providing the biodiversity. So put the snake, which will give them wealth from the critters. And now we've hit 3. We've hit 3 population here, which is what they wanted. And they wanted 2 animals. Now they want 3 animals, which we've already given them, and 8 population. So let's do another draft. Let's look at the ocean, because we've got some ocean that we can use over here. And what is going to produce food? Okay, tuna is going to produce a lot of food. Tuna comes with suckerfish and anchovies. So anchovies like being next to anchovies. Suckerfish like being near predators. And the tuna is a predator. So these guys produce wealth for predators. Okay, this is an interesting set. So we've only got a little bit of ocean right here. And what we want to be able to do is place the tuna here. The tuna gets most of its power for each adjacent fish. And so we want, actually, ideally what we want is the tuna here, because then the tuna can be adjacent to all the possible fish. Let's see what happens if, fishing hut. Ooh, this wants lots of fish in its board. Let's do this. Fishing hut wants fish in the borders. The planet gets larger. I don't know under what conditions they extend their borders. This is the random thing we can't control. We can't control if they're going to go left or right. If these guys keep on going left and not right, they're going to cheat me out of my attempts to fill this world with fish for them. So let's say anchovies like being next to anchovies. We could do that. The suckerfish could go over here near the tuna to support the tuna. And then we could also put a clownfish over there if we want to. Do they care about distinct fish or just number of fish? Okay, they just want fish. They don't care about distinct fish. Oh, look. A snake just ate a guinea pig. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Anyway, let's just load up on anchovies. That doesn't seem a lot, though. It seems like you want to fill an ocean with anchovies for the anchovies to be any good. Yeah, that really doesn't seem like a lot, actually. Oh, it counts as a critter, though. I wonder if the snake can eat anchovies. Okay, you know what? I'm putting the anchovies just because I want to see if the snake can eat anchovies. Let's put anchovies there. And even more anchovies here. And then, so, yes, these guys are benefiting from having the anchovies over there. So that means that the guinea pigs don't need to be here. We can swap the guinea pigs out for something else. We don't care about parakeets. I mean, we put more snakes. The thing is, the guinea pigs are providing a lot of food. So if we want to do, we have to do better than 15 food if we want to replace them. This would be more than 15, the papaya tree, if we've got enough biodiversity. And do we? Or, no, we just got another, no, we don't have enough biodiversity. We've got, wait, this is empty slot? Why is this slot empty? That's a papaya tree. It's already being cheated out of its biodiversity. Should I? What is this? That's a critter. Okay, snake. Snake goes over here. Snake, you go there. And if the snake is there, do we even need this snake? I don't know. If we've got the snake... Oh! It says time has come to conclude this planet. Why? Oh! I know why. It's because of this. I think each time I placed a biotica, I filled up the purple bar, which got us closer to the end of this era. And so I think that right now we're sort of capped at how many eras we can do. And so because I just completed this, we're done. And I have to unlock the ability to go on to later eras. So we'll conclude this. Planet completed. And we got to Damned Plague. Got to the end of Damned Plague. but weren't able to go further because we got a cap on this. But our final score is 99, which is the highest I've gotten so far. So if we'd been cleverer with our towns, we probably could have had a higher prosperity score by the time we got to where we got. And we have been rewarded. Okay, so I'm going to get a new bioticum unlocked. And I didn't achieve everything this one wanted me to achieve. But let's look at our rewards. Unpack reward. Ostrich. Okay, so this is a new... So those things that I was drafting, those things that I was unlocking, this is a new one to go in that set. So now we can get an ostrich, which is a desert bird. It's prey and an herbivore? Huh. And it's... We've also got... Okay, so these are mostly about... Okay, they can provide actually all three of the stats. Mostly food, though. Food in the desert. So food in the desert is the thing I don't know if we've got a great example of. Okay, and so now... We're up to level 4. In the planet shop, you can spend population... Oh, what? You can spend stuff in the planet shop? I've never heard of that before. And planet shop draft, buy an extra draft charge in the planet shop as well. Okay, so as we unlock stuff, eventually... Okay, so this unlocks more types of towns, which is fun. And then 2-star effects. Okay, achieving 2 stars in era will get you additional rewards. So basically... Now I can play through 2 eras in any given game. Eventually... Oh, a new biome shows up at level 7. And I can add new terraform features. Planet shops. 3rd era. Okay, so if I get up to profile level 10, that's when I can unlock a 3rd era. That's when completing the devious mad scientist, whatever, devious inventor thing would actually lead somewhere instead of just ending the game. So not all of this stuff is very clearly communicated to me. I'm not always sure what's going on. But one thing that's kind of fun is, okay, I can go back and keep playing on this planet if I want to, but I won't earn any more long-term rewards. Like the long-term rewards are earned by hitting the sort of required thing and then starting over and trying again. And so that's probably what I'll keep doing for a while. But if I wanted to go back, I could just go back and be like, let's just keep playing. No more goals. Let's just go nuts. Right? I think? Maybe not. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe this is just revisiting to look at my rewards. I thought I could go back and keep playing. Okay, no. Okay, let's go through the whole process here. Oh, there we are. Continue playing. That is an option. So if I hit... Okay, and you couldn't see it because I was in the way. But continue playing is right there. So yes, I can just continue playing this indefinitely if I want to. I just... Right here. Free mode, unlimited eon. So basically... We're done. We're done progressing. But if I liked this planet, I wanted to keep screwing around and trying to make these places better, I totally can. I'm not going to unlock any new eras, not going to unlock any new rewards, but I can just sit here and play with my fun giant boys. And that sounds fun too. Anyway, I guess I've been doing this for like nearly an hour. The time gets away from me really quickly. I hope you were able to follow what was going on in this game. The reason I get it is mostly because I played REUS 1. I don't know how easy it is to figure out what's going on if you just start fresh with REUS 2. Maybe this video was helpful? Because I was figuring out half of what was going on myself, though, I wasn't really able to frame it as as an instructional video. So, I don't know, maybe sometime I should do some kind of tutorial that actually does a better job of teaching how to play the game. But I'm hoping you can at least see kind of how fun this is. And this has almost got a little bit of that Balatro feeling, and that you're sort of dealt a hand of cards, you start playing them, start looking for synergies between the different things that you can do. And there's just so many things that could happen, it's impossible to predict them all. And so each time you're kind of solving the problem fresh. And the unpredictability of the movements of the people is a big part of it. And actually, I think that those drafts, that might be another source of randomness. The fact that I think you can't, especially once you've unlocked a whole bunch of stuff, I'm betting that you can't fully predict what high-level biotica are going to be available to you. And the high-level biotica are going to have a big impact on your strategy. So I think this is really cool. And I think that they've taken basically... There are parts of the game where I believe... I could be misremembering. I believe they've reduced the randomness and reduced the coarseness of your decision-making in certain areas. But then through the progression system, they've increased the range of possibilities in another direction. So it's still not extremely solvable, unless you're very, very good at the game. And that's what you want from a game like this. You don't want it to be solvable, meaning that there's one good way to play and you do it every single time and the game is just finished. You don't want that. You want a game like this to always be throwing new problems at you that you can't solve in the same way you solved the last problem. So I think they've managed to keep that up, despite, I think, giving me a little bit more control over the initial conditions than I had in the last game. But I'm going to be playing this a lot more, so if I discover new stuff that's fun to show you, I will, of course, make another video and share it with you, because this is one of my favorites. But in the meantime, that's the end of this one. So if I do come back and make another REUS 2 video, that will go there. If I haven't yet, there will just be another video there, and you can click that. And I'll see y'all later.